Hello, church. A lot of you have called, texted, emailed, asking how we're doing. Some of you, this might be a surprise. But yeah, we had a tornado in Naperville and Woodridge and Burr Ridge on Father's Day weekend here, early hours, well, really about 11:15 on Sunday night. And yes, our house was hit by the tornado. Not directly, we still have a house. We're still there. About a dozen windows gone and a lot of glass everywhere. But, roof, trees hitting the house and whatnot, and fences crushed. But all the Oberles, two-legged and four-legged, no scratches. So we count ourselves blessed. But what I wanted to share with you is, you're probably wondering a couple of things. What can we do to help our neighbors who are in need? And I would say, as somebody who's experiencing this, it's more helpful to just show up. Show up in the neighborhoods where people are chainsawing, moving debris, or just calling them if you know somebody who's in the path of this thing, offering to watch their kids, offering to make them a meal, and just pitching in, being there, even just checking in on them to see if they're okay. The thing that was amazing about this whole thing, Sunday night was awful. The sound of the house being pounded by things and shattered glass, and not knowing if there was an upstairs to the house anymore or not, and the kids worried about their pets that we couldn't get downstairs. Not a lot of tears. But there's also the calm after the storm. You look at the devastation, you see the things that are no more, that were once beautiful but now are kind of ravaged and torn and uprooted. But at the same time, I saw on Monday morning people from every house, neighbors who sometimes lived next to each other and didn't know each other, people from outside the community coming in, chainsaws, hauling logs, hauling debris. What can I do to help you? Random people bringing by fast food and takeout and saying, I don't live here, but can I feed you guys? You guys are working so hard. Can we feed you guys? And let me just do this for you because it's all I can do. It's all I know how to do. And I saw, after a year of people dividing and finger pointing and worried about politics and all kinds of cultural issues with their neighbors, I saw none of that mattered. Everybody just came together and said, I see you're hurting. Let me help. Can I help? And I just kept replaying over and again Fred Rogers, talking about how his mom used to tell him when he was a little child, when disaster strikes, look for the people who are the helpers, because they come out of the woodwork. And their faith. Monday was an hallelujah day for me. It was so holy. Was it a mess? Was it a lot of, oh my God, what happened here? Sure. But it was so holy. I saw God everywhere. In the people, neighbors, different neighborhoods, skin color, background, ethnicity, didn't matter. Let me help. Working together side by side. When I picture the kingdom of heaven, that's what it looks like. So, always look for God. Sometimes we forget, because when things are going well, when everything's going well, it's easy to just coast around. But when the storms hit, isn't it so amazing that you look up from the boat that's taking on water, thinking you're going to drown, overwhelmed, and there's Jesus in the midst of the storm. No doubt in my mind that happened in this. One last thing I would ask, you've seen that there were no fatalities, but there were some injuries. And two of those are very close friends of our girls and another church family. So I'd ask for your prayers, not only for the material losses of homes and the business owners, Skeleton Key among many others in Woodridge that lost their places of business, but for two girls who were out in the storm and hit by debris, for Colleen I believe she's 7 years old, broke her fibula. And for her sister Kelly, who was struck and broke a vertebrae in her neck and is still in the hospital. I ask your prayers for those girls. They've lost much this year. And pray for their well-being, for their health, and for your neighbors, and what ways we can be a part as a church that is known as a church that cares, how we can help. One last announcement. We have about 25 disaster relief buckets here at the church, cleaning supplies, especially for homes that interiors. If you know a neighbor in Woodridge or in Naperville or in Burr Ridge that could use that, please come pick it up, take it to them, help them any ways that we can. We'll be continuing to find ways, look at ways that we can help people who are displaced in their homes. And I want to say a huge thank you for those of you who have offered your home for meals, for showing up, for coming and helping rake my yard and pick up glass. I'm still finding glass. I'm going to be finding glass a year from now. But thank you from the bottom of my heart. I have felt your love, and I appreciate it and your prayers. But also, let's remember everybody else out there who's in need right now as we come together as a community.